So this is my review of the Beatles album Please Please Me. It was released in 1963 and produced by George Martin. Uh, so as far as like the Beatles go and like me listening to the Beatles, I kind of got into them relatively late as far as like the bands that I listened to. I mean, I did have like a couple Beatles albums in high school. Um, I had Sgt. Pepper's, Revolver, Help, Abbey Road, and Let It Be. I had all those in high school, I think. So I'd heard all those albums, but took me a while to get this album and some of the other ones. Eventually, I think around like 2009, I decided to just go ahead and get all their albums, and kind of went through a phase where I was listening to the Beatles a lot. This was never one of my favorite one of their albums, but I've always thought that I liked it quite a bit more than some other people, based on just the reviews that I've read and things like that. When I was listening to it today, it's been a while since I've listened to at least some of the songs on here, and I was a little bit surprised because I thought it was maybe just a little bit weaker in some places than what I'd remembered. I mean, I don't know if I put this in like sorry. There's some bands that have like really great, like almost flawless like debut albums in my opinion, and I'm not sure if I would say this is one of those in my opinion. I mean, maybe, but for me it's just like a little not quite there in some places. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. So the first song I saw her standing there, just a great opening song, and it's kind of brings up this weird conversation I had with somebody once. So I had this college professor, and I can't remember why we were talking about the Beatles, but he was saying that he was a Beatles fan, but he didn't listen to anything before, I want to say Help, I think it was. It was either a Help or a Hard Day's Night, but I think it was Help. He said he wouldn't listen to any of the albums they made before Help because everything they made before Help was pop and not rock, and pop was useless or something like that. I can't remember how he phrased it exactly, but I thought at the time, and still kind of think that that was a little bit of a kind of ridiculous statement, because I mean, like I saw her standing there. I mean, I think for 1963, like it rocks pretty hard, at least in my opinion. But yeah, just a cool, kind of early sounding rock song. Definitely one of the strongest ones that of the original material on the album. The second song, Misery, which is another original. It's a song I like a lot. I like the singing on it really well. I think that Lennon and McCartney sound really great on it. I like the piano part, which I think is George Martin playing that. But I like how that kind of adds to the band sound on the song. But yeah, it's a catchy song. I like it quite a bit. The third song, Anna, is a cover. It's pretty good. I like John's vocal on it a lot. I think he does a really good job singing that one. The fourth song, Chains, it's another pretty good cover. I think it's George singing that one. It's pretty good. Not really one of my favorites on the album, but definitely pretty strong still. The fifth song, Boys, the Ringo song, kind of a strange choice in song. I'm not really familiar with like any of the original versions of these songs, but I think this was like sung by a girl group originally or something. So kind of a strange choice, but honestly, as far as like this, like, I don't know, Ringo's performance on it I think is fine. Like, I think his vocal's good. I've always been a fan of Ringo's singing voice. I know some people aren't, but I like it. I think he gives an energetic performance on the song. I mean, his drums included. I think he does some pretty cool like fills on the song with the snare stuff. But yeah, I mean, maybe not the greatest choice of cover, but it's fine for the Ringo song. I think it's pretty good. the sixth song, Ask Me Why, it's kind of a song that, like, I like the instrumental part of it kind of better than the vocal parts because I don't know, it's just something about what they do with the vocals in it I find a little irritating. And I think, yeah, this is one of their original songs, and that's, I guess, my one kind of problem with this album is it sounds to me like some of the songs that they had written at this point weren't quite there yet. And this one I think is a little bit of that for me, just like the vocal parts of it kind of bug me a little bit, but I like the way the band plays on it, which I think the band plays really well on the whole album, and they sing really well too. So the seventh song, Please Please Me, the title track, the song I really like, probably my favorite song on the album. I just think everything about it's really great. The band's performance is great. It sounds great. Definitely one of the best original songs that they had written for this album. So the eighth song, Love Me Do, I think this was like the first big single from the album. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of people that know Beatles history a lot better than I do, so I feel like if I say the wrong thing, people are going to be like, ah. But anyway, it's kind of a song that I think it's fine, but it's just a little kind of lightweight. Like some of their early songs are a little lightweight, and this is, I think, one of them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not really one of my favorite songs in the album. I think Ringo's not playing on this one. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that they had a session guy on like this one and the next song on here or something. But anyway, it's not bad. So the ninth song, P.S. I Love You, is another one that's not really one of my favorites. I just think it's like a little lightweight, but it's fine. I mean, it's not like a bad song or anything, just not as good as I think some of their later stuff. 10th song, Baby It's You, is a cover, which I like it. Couldn't really think of much to say about it, but I like it. The 11th song, Do You Want to Know Secrets, I think sung by George. It's kind of an awkward song, but I like it. Another one of the songs where I think their songwriting just wasn't quite there yet exactly. The 12th song, A Taste of Honey, cover, kind of a song that I think sounds a little cheesy in parts, which I mean isn't necessarily a bad thing. But on this song, I don't know, never been one of my favorite songs, but I think it's saved a little bit by Paul's vocal. I think he sings really well on it. And then the 13th song, There's a Place. I think it's a cool song, but another one of their originals that I think just maybe sounds a little awkward in places for me, like, I don't know. Then the 14th and final track, Twist and Shout. Really great cover, I think. Good way to end the album. Lennon gives a great vocal on it, which I think he like his voice gave out or something doing that, or I don't know. But yeah, it's a good album. I think I don't know. I think that their songwriting wasn't completely there in places, which makes some of the songs sound a little awkward. But overall, it's not that bad. There's not really like a bad song on here. Not a huge fan of Taste of Honey. That's probably the only one that I would like maybe get the urge to skip when I listen to it. But I don't ever really skip any tracks when I listen to this album. I just listen to it all the way through. It's pretty short, so probably not where I would start with the Beatles exactly, because it's just like I said, some of the songwriting isn't as good as some of the stuff they did later, but still for the debut album it's really good. And I think they recorded in like one day, which is really impressive because it sounds really good. The band just sounds really good with all their playing and all their singing. So I'd probably give it 4 out of 5. Definitely worth checking out, but I probably wouldn't start here with the Beatles.